No, the document was definitely sent from your office in Cairo to England. No, but the question is, how did it get to Cairo in the first place? No, it is in perfect condition, Robert. It was never in a wreckage. Will you do that, please? Yes, get back to me with anything you turn up. I appreciate it. Thank you. Come in.
Connor said that I could find you here.
How was Paris?
Well, Paris was great. My parents are doing just fine.
Albeit a bit confused, I would imagine.
Confused?
By their daughter's inability to make up her mind.
James, I have made up my mind. I'm marrying Ridge. I thought you understood that. Now, do we continue as friends, or does this mean that we'll never speak to each other?
Your Highness, what a wonderful party. Remind me of the good old days.
Our Minister of Finance, Dr. Harvin Abinir, and his lovely wife, Grisa.
Welcome to our country.
Thank you very much. Such a beautiful guest, Your Highness. Where do you come from?
Leila, of course, is from the West.
I understand you are spending time at the palace.
Mokoran Buduri, my charge d'affaires. Mokoran, this is Lady Leila. And yes, she is my house guest.
May we ask for how long?
That depends.
On?
On the generosity of your dear prince, which seems to be boundless.
Your Highness, all the guests have arrived.
Thank you, Roman. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Excuse us.
Certainly, Your Highness.
A heartfelt welcome to each of you. I pray that this evening is as memorable for you as I'm sure it will be for me. As you know, this palace has not seen a night as festive as this in many, many years. And the reason for this night is this lady who stands on my left, Lady Leila. Since I'm not one who likes to be the subject of rumor and gossip, I would like to, as they say in the West, clear the air. Leila is not here on official business. She is not here on a state visit, nor is she a part of some traveling entourage of one of the great royal families of Europe. So why is she here? Perhaps to provide a reason for gatherings such as this, or perhaps to bring a fresh breeze into a palace that has for years shut its doors to the gaiety of life. But above all, she is here as a friend, my friend, and I hope she will be your friend. So please welcome her, get to know her, help her to feel the warmth that is legendary to our country. Embrace her with your spirits and your love. And now we can eat and drink and celebrate the night with friends old and new.
So how'd it go last night?
Eric was exhausted.
That's a good sign.
He didn't touch me, Mike. He came home from his trip feeling ill or something.
Did he tell you where he went?
No.
So you still think he wasn't in Chicago on business?
I'm pretty positive. You know, I can only assume that he's having an affair.
Good grounds for a divorce and a healthy settlement.
You know, I haven't been married to Eric long enough to get the kind of settlement that I would want. Besides, I love Eric. I don't want a divorce. And if he's having an affair, I can only hope to God that it is over. Because I really want him to give me a child.
I appreciate you coming by. It's at short notice.
Sounded important.
It is important.
What is it?
I need a legal opinion.
About what?
Something I did last week.
Go on.
I had a vasectomy.
You what?
I took a couple of days off and had the procedure done, and then I recovered at Stephanie's.
Why do you need a legal opinion about that?
Because my wife doesn't know I did it.
You're saying you didn't tell Sheila you were having the vasectomy?
No, I didn't.
Come on, Eric, that doesn't sound like you.
Look, Sheila's been putting pressure on me to have a child. But I'm finished having children, Elliot.
Okay, have you discussed this with her?
Yes, I have. Sheila's convinced that having a child would be the best thing for us, but I'm convinced it could be the biggest mistake in my life.
Eric, look, if I might say so...
Before you start questioning my commitment to my marriage, I need to assure you one thing, Elliot. I love my wife. It's just that what I find most attractive about her is the one thing that drives me up the wall. Look, what's the worst thing that could happen to me, Elliot? What's the downside if Sheila reacts negatively to this?
You don't want to know.
Yes, I do.
Well, let's just say that having a child may not have been the biggest mistake of your life, but having the vasectomy may have been.
Sweetheart, I'm sorry, but I gotta ask. If the old man's fooling around on the side, what makes you think he's gonna want to make a baby with you?
You know, that's a really good question. One that I've been asking myself a lot lately, Mike.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I've got to do something. You know, I really have got to get pregnant with Eric's baby, and I've got to do it fast. I have this ominous feeling about my marriage, and, you know, I really feel like it's about to blow up in my face. And if I'm not pregnant with Eric's child when that happens, you know, I'm really going to be left with nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Impressed. You seem fearless. You have nerves of steel.
It seemed very natural.
Charming, charming.
Oh, thank you.
How long will you be staying at the palace?
That depends on how long Prince Omar can tolerate me.
Oh, he looks more tolerant these days.
So what do you think of our country, Lady Leila?
I find it wonderful. It's very romantic, very mysterious, and very warm.
Oh, yes, it was 120 degrees in the shade today.
No, I wasn't speaking of the climate.
Although I do find the desert very interesting. It can be forbidding and then peaceful and serene at the same time.
Are you sure you don't have Bedouin's blood?
Well, I don't think you have to be a Bedouin to see the beauty of the country.
She's too beautiful to be a Bedouin.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Your Highness, I'm sorry to disturb you.
No, it is all right. Have you found anything?
Yes.
What?
Your beautiful lady, sire. I have news about her identity.
Don't you think it's a bit too soon for you to walk in here and expect me to be your friend? We were lovers. Do you remember? We were going to get married.
Look, I'm not pretending that I have a right to be here. I could have stayed away.
Why didn't you?
Because you're too important for me to lose.
Oh, is that so? You rip my heart out, you tear it to shreds, then a couple of weeks later you waltz in here and you ask me to be your friend. You know what? You are unbelievable.
James, if you want me to leave, I will. But until then, I am staying right here. We're going to work this out.
You must be in love.
Why do you say that?
Only somebody blinded by love would have the confidence or the gall to come strolling in here and expect a civil greeting from me.
James, I'm not that insensitive. You knew I loved him. You knew it all along. That's why you wanted to get married so quickly.
I never knew you loved him.
The question is, where do we go from here?
Well, you were going to the altar.
I'm talking about us.
Us? Us? There is no us. At least not for a while.
How long?
Oh, will you stop it?
I am not going to treat you with kid gloves. First and foremost, we were always friends.
Do you think he's ready for this?
Midge? Yes, I think he's ready. I know he's ready.
Do you think he loves you as much as he loved Taylor?
Well, now that's hypothetical and irrelevant. Taylor's dead.
What if she wasn't?
You have discovered Leila's identity?
Well, I saw the passenger list for the plane that crashed, the one Leila was supposed to be on.
And?
There were 3 American women on that plane. One was a Joyce Johnson of Chicago.
Joyce.
Then there was a Lisa Campbell of Boston.
And who else?
And a Taylor Forrester of Los Angeles.
That's it? There were only 3?
Yes.
So it has to be one of them.
Indeed, sire.
Joyce, Lisa, Taylor. Which one of them are you?
We will know soon, Your Highness. We will know very soon.
If Sheila wants a child as badly as you say she does, and she's told you about this, and it sounds like she has, and you went ahead and had a vasectomy, there could be some serious trouble when she finds
But
out.
what kind of serious trouble?
Well, for one, she could put you through a costly and hellacious divorce.
Now, she doesn't want a divorce, Elliot.
But if she finds out that you had a vasectomy, knowing that she desperately wanted a child, Eric, please, you cannot tell her.
Oh, I have to tell her, Elliot.
Why? Why? The damage is done. Go on with the rest of your life.
What, and spend it living a lie with my wife? I won't do that, Elliot. Damn it, I won't do that. Yeah, come in.
Sweetheart, I have... Am I interrupting something?
Not at all. Elliot was just leaving.
How are you, Elliot?
I'm fine, Sheila, just fine. Eric, I'd like you to really think about what I said.
I already have, Elliot. Thank you.
What was that all about?
I needed some legal advice.
Oh, business related?
No, personal.
personal.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I should know about? Eric, whatever you're going through, I'm here. Honey, I'll always stand by you, no matter what. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're coping with, I will understand. I really will.
Let's go home.
Yeah, okay. Let's go home.
Well, Brooke, can you answer the question? Do you think Ridge would love you in the way you say he does if Taylor were to suddenly walk through that door?
Now, that's a question I would expect from someone with a fraction of your intelligence.
Well, since I've been behaving like a man with a fraction of my intelligence, why don't you treat me accordingly and go ahead and answer it?
Oh, James, you're embarrassing yourself and me by asking these questions.
It seems to me like you don't want to answer it.
Oh, because you're being ridiculous. Taylor is dead.
But what if she was still alive?
She's not alive. And if she were, it wouldn't matter.
You know that's not true.
What is your point?
The point, my dear Brooke, is you're about to marry a man who only 4 months ago was in love in a way he'd never been in love before in his life with another woman. And now he claims to feel exactly the same way about you. Don't you see how ridiculous that is? Doesn't it bother you one tiny little bit that this man can change his feelings and his loyalties so quickly and so easily? No. I don't suppose it does, because you behave in exactly the same way.
James, that really hurt. Is that what you want to do? Hurt me? Well, I guess you're entitled. Say what you want and think what you want. But Ridge and I are getting married. We've waited for this for a very long time. And not you, or Stephanie, or Taylor, who rises from the grave, can stop us.
Oh, there you are.
And how are you doing?
I was just sitting here wondering
Wondering about what?
if I've ever had a more wonderful time than I'm having tonight. But I don't think this is a night I'll ever be able to forget.
There will be many more like it.
Who was that man you were speaking with? I've seen him in the palace.
His name is Moustafa.
Is he a friend?
He does some work for me.
You two look like you were having a serious conversation.
Well, his mission is serious.
Is it something you can talk about?
Moustafa is helping me find out all about your past.
He is?
Yes.
What has he discovered? Prince Omar, is it bad news? If it's bad news, I want you to tell me. He's hit a wall. He hasn't found out anything, has he?
On the contrary, my sweet. We are very close to the truth.
We are?
It is only a matter of a day or two. We will know everything about you. And then you can return to your life.